let's find out what you need to hear right now. I'm going to start off with some notes. Okay. How is everyone doing? I hope well. Let's see. We have cleaning your surroundings cleanses your mind as well. By making sure that the external reflects some sort of calmness, it can help, or rather if you see the calmness, it can help reflect into you, so it can help you be more calmer. So maybe a bit of a clean would be handy for you. Maybe there's something that you've been putting up, specifically, you know how there's certain cleaning things that you don't do all the time. There's maybe something that you know has been coming up. We have release control. What is this about? Oh, I want to find out. Face your inner resistance to keep growing. You're trying to control some sort of a situation. Maybe you're also impulsively cleaning out of a need to find control. Maybe that's happening. So I want to find out more. Well, before I go off, let's open up more. Rest is essential. Look at that. We have these two options. We have the rest is essential and we have this cleaning. So either one, maybe whatever you happen to do when you find yourself stressed, whether it is a shutdown and you need to go lie down, or it is maybe a frantic sort of putting on responsibilities and like just cleaning, or like doing something that makes you feel productive in an effort to find safety if you are stressed. Okay, so but let's find out more. Well, what do we need to speak on? What's happening? Let's find out, you guys. Okay. We have a few. Let's see what we got. The Page of Wands in reverse. We have the King of Wands in reverse. The Six of Cups and Death in reverse. Oh yeah, what I'm seeing here is patterns, my dear, and obviously the tarot is a matter of finding patterns, but I would argue so is life in general, and it's our best bet to navigate what's going on around us and within us. But we have the Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands here, so there's so much pent up energy here. This is what I'm getting. This is a moment in time where you might be finding yourself distressed, just not calm. Whatever it is, it just feels like displaced. You don't know where to put it. The Page of Wands being someone who's still early and excited about stuff, but here it's this frustration. It's this wanting to, like having a lot of energy, but they're not getting to go outside and run, you know, and then having to sit in that. The King of Wands here in reverse. The King of Wands is a very charismatic person. It coming out in reverse, it can indicate a negativity. It can indicate some sort of a harshness. So this could be someone in your life. This could be yourself. But there is this fieriness that comes from a place of, yeah, just wanting to attack, kind of, you know, like coming, just going, like kind of like what I'm seeing is, if you've seen Avatar, The Last Airbender, the Fire Nation, when they like throw their little fireballs, that kind of what I'm getting. But these are patterns from childhood that you have passed on slowly but surely into your adulthood, that you carry on, and that you find maybe difficulty releasing because it is all you know. It is what you're comfortable with, you know. And people, like, it seems so contradictory to say, oh, why would you continue to do something that causes you pain? Or why would you stay in a place that leaves you feeling like this, you know, icky? And it's maybe because that's the ickiness, that's what you know. You don't know what it's like to not feel like that, potentially, you know? So it's more difficult. There's been scientific experiments in regards to conditioning with pain, where if you condition someone to stay in a place by causing them pain, as they leave said place, they will eventually even stop trying because they are scared of it. Okay, but let's see what's coming up as well. Ace of Cups in reverse. Lacking the self-love, maybe lacking love in general. You might be finding You know, like you don't feel like you're loved, you don't feel like you have anyone who cares for you, or you're not, the people in your life might not be showing up as such as you need them to. But I would argue maybe you're not doing that for yourself either, you know, because you seem to be allowing the mind to derail in whatever coping mechanism is comfortable to you and that you feel, you know, held by in a way. And this can be, again, the cleaning, or it can be complete shutdown where you're just not able to function. Both are a reaction. This is not to blame situation. This is not something you're doing wrong, but these are clearly a symptom to something deeper. It's a reaction to something within where you feel maybe out of control. Oh, wow. As I was speaking there, all of these cards just came out as I was saying something deeper. I see. Okay. There's something deeper coming up. Whatever you are there, trying to heal, trying to grow from the inner resistance. This is what you're not wanting to see, I think. The Queen of Pentacles is trying hard to establish themselves in the material. They are a mother in the tarot, but they are more on the material side. So this could be, if this is a parental figure in your life, this would be someone who maybe will buy you a gift rather than you know, sit down and have an emotional conversation with you how much they appreciate you. They would rather show that in a physical way because that's easier. That's maybe more simple, or it comes easier to them in their own needs and their own patterns. Maybe this is something that, whether you've seen this in your parents or not, this could be something that you kind of also do in your life. The Four of Cups is a you know, shows that there's some sort of frustration, there's some sort of an annoyance in regards to not seeing the things come in as you would want them, repeatedly pouring into things that don't bring you the joy that you would hope for, you know, and that you kind of feel like you deserve for what you're pouring out. There's again a frustration, getting used to the frustration, and it's about you releasing that. You don't have to be in this struggle mindset. You don't have to feel like you're constantly putting your fingers into an electrical outlet to function, you know. This is not a state of being that is going to be able for you to uphold for the rest of your life or forever. And I'm sure you've found yourself crashing. You found yourself maybe getting to a place where you do so much that you then have to rest. So if your, you know, coping mechanism gets to that place where you're doing so much and then it just like, boop, energy's out, batteries run out, phone shut down, you know, and that happening to your energy. The Queen, we have another Queen here, another mother, the Queen of Cups here. The Queen of Cups is what I was speaking about. So if the Queen of Pentacles will give you a material present, or will show you their love in the material, the Queen of Cups will show you their love in the emotional. So they will be empathetic and they will be charismatic in that sense, and understanding and intuitive. But this can be also someone who's overtaken by their own emotions sometimes, who's maybe not stable enough to fully be emotionally there for you. But both of these cards, I want to, because we're speaking, I'm sharing here the both positive and the negative aspects a little bit of the queens, these two queens. And again, these are two sides of the same coin. It's a matter of in which kind of energy you want to be in. So if you are the Queen of Cups, you're super loving and super caring. But it can be an overextending into that, where you end up doing so much that it burns you out. It burns you out. My dear, I used to be this for a very, very long time. And it left me empty with no energy for anything but everyone else and everything else. And coming from someone who has really done the work to kind of not do that. It's difficult, but it's a matter of finding this strength within and finding the want within. And I see this here in you. I see this here in this spread coming up as a conversational point. Maybe it's not your message to take, but try to discern and see what comes up in your mind as we speak on these things. The Ace of Wands in reverse. I'm sorry, there's some bikes. The Ace of Wands in reverse. Yeah, we had here the wands in general are all coming up in reverse. You're not feeling in control. You're not feeling in your power. You're striving to hold on to it, you know. It really, I feel this frustration with the power, with the energy, with the fire element, you know. The Hermit in reverse. You don't want to like maybe go through this alone. Maybe you're scared of being alone if you don't manage to figure this out. I don't know. But yeah, it is kind of like coming out of your cave. This is the energy that is being portrayed. It also is the gateway for you to step into your energy again. Coming out of your cave, coming out of that which you know. And have you heard of Plato? That's how you say it, Plato's cave. The allegory of Plato's cave, which is this concept or this philosophical idea of being brought up in a cave where you are here, this is a wall, and then there's like a fire or something. I might not be remembering fully, but basically you are facing the wall and you only see the shadows of whatever the fire shows you walks past the cave, something like that. I'm sorry guys, I haven't read Plato in a while, but basically this idea of what you know to be your reality is all you know. The person looking at these shadows on the cave wall, they're gonna think that that is all there is, because that's all they know. That's all they've ever known. But only by stepping out of the cave will they actually see that what they have been watching is but a very small perspective of the whole thing. They've only been getting this very specific perspective as well, right? Based on how they were brought into this world. We're all brought into the world in different circumstances. And it's a matter of trying to recognize them, recognize you're in the cave, recognize you are looking at a wall, and then try to step away. And the more you recognize that this is you stepping out of the cave, this is you coming to the conclusion that there is more to it, there is more to life. And there is more to you having to constantly go, or get, or give. What I'm seeing is someone, who's whatever you find in yourself, whatever patterns you have identified now through this conversation within yourself, in your own personal work with yourself, these are the things that you need to look at. These are the things that you are doing out of a fear to lose control, okay? But the outcome for you will be gaining more control over yourself ultimately by releasing it. Release the control so you can find out the patterns that work for you. Connect with your ancestors. Maybe some of you want to speak to your ancestors, do some sort of a meditation on that. Maybe write a letter or something. You never have to send a letter, obviously. Maybe your ancestor is no longer with us. Most likely not. But it's a matter of the intention there, of writing something, leave something behind for someone. Beautiful. Okay, what else can the collective do now to help them? And then we're going to close this message. I don't want to keep this too long. Read up on stuff. Maybe this is a matter of finding a sort of I love this actually. Reading is such an in-between, such a balancing act between the active and the inactive, right? Because you have to physically rest. You have to physically sit down and read. And then you also are actively doing so much with your mind, right? There is so much you are controlling as well. You are deciding what things look like in your mind. You get to do that. It's such a great toy to read and to use the imagination. So yeah, maybe this is here the advice, finding this in between, finding this balance between the need for rest and, resting before it's too late, before you are unable to do anything but rest, but then still finding that you are engaging your mind in a way that feels productive for you. Maybe that is a way for you to get closer to finding comfort in releasing control, Okay, and we have these. We have journal. Again, spending time with yourself and making sure that you, engage in your mind, engage with your emotions, engage with this beautiful wonder world that you have within your own mind, the fantasy world that you can build. Maybe some of you write. Maybe you want to write a little story. We have a health checkup. So maybe for some of you, this is a matter of something that you know already needs for you to keep up with it and kind of go to the doctor. Maybe this is something is just coming up and you should be doing. And it can help you kind of feel like you're more in control as well, because you're kind of keeping up with things. You're watching the patterns, you're, you know, keeping track of stuff. So there you go, health checkup. But obviously I'm not a medical profession. Nothing I say here is medical or professional advice. So if you need to speak to someone who can help you with that, please do. Nourish your temple. And I love this card so much. It's so beautiful. It reminds me of the Bachelorette video. I think, yeah, it's the Bachelorette video by Björk. She's like one of my absolute idols. I love that woman. And in that video, she has basically, in her music, she has this character called Isabel. And in Bachelorette, which is a song, she kind of goes out into the city. She comes from she comes from nature, I think, and she finds this book. Again, stuff that's coming to mind that I haven't thought about in a while, so bear with me here. But she finds this book, and this book is writing its own story, and it's the story of her life, and it just appears on the page as she goes through her life. And she kind of, it's a symbiosis where it's impacting one another. And as she does that, she goes into the city, she releases her book, she becomes this famous person. Her book becomes a theater piece, and it gets super meta. And then at the end, kind of nature just takes over again, and the book returns to what it was, and everything just becomes and starts anew, you know. And I love that so much. Why is this coming up? Because it's this unity, the unity of all, seeing that everything is nature, anything that you create is nature. And it's almost also this reminder of how we are craving out the life that we want. We are shaping time as it passes as well. There's been scientific studies now about this. It's so exciting, where they kind of are seeing really, obviously, quantum entanglement already speaks on this, and we've already been looking at these kind of behaviors where you are changing something and it changes something that should have already happened, but it's happening now. Like, oh, what? It doesn't make sense with our understanding of time. And now we're finding out more and more how it really seems like, bro, it all impacts one another. It's all like kind of happening at the same time. We don't know how, why, but it really seems like that. And finding this peace and this calmness with that, finding in that you can release control. You can release control because nature will take over, because everything will happen as it has to. How nice, how nice. I really feel like going to listen to that song again. Great album, by the way. Great album. Anyway, that's, by the way, okay, no, I'm going off on a rant. It doesn't matter. If you don't like Björk, you can skip this. But this album is in homogenic. Pretty sure it's in homogenic. But it's the first album that she really, it's called homogenic because it's herself. It's one. It's her trying to be herself, her coming home. She used to say that, like, the first two albums, Debut and Post, were kind of Björk goes to this place, Björk does this, you know, like it's her but in collaboration with other people. And then the third album, Homogenic, is her really speaking for her truth, really standing in what she wants to do as an artist. And yeah, that is a very major message in that whole album, this concept of unity, this concept of universal love. Now I'm going really off, but I wrote a whole paper on this at some point. Anyway, sing. sing, yeah, like Björk. I'm gonna leave you guys with maybe one last message from here. Yes, we're gonna do that. See what's coming up for you, my dear, as we leave. The last message for you today. More studying is required. More studying, more work, more effort. More consciously releasing of control. More consciously allowing yourself to be with yourself, to exist with yourself, to find balance within, by not overextending into doing too much or completely not doing anything because you're just too scared of it in the first place. All right, that's going to be it, my dears. Thank you so much if you made it up to here. Maybe you want to like, maybe you want to subscribe. I really appreciate it. Let's try and grow this community together. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.